Interesting.
I'm telling you.
Hey, guys,
There
it
we
is
go.
Scotch for Dummies Thursday
All
night.
4 of us in-house.
Yes, we are all
we doing?
here.
Boom.
How you doing?
Long week.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's Thursday. Got some interesting drams. I have no idea what these blinds are in front of me,
I don't
but
know.
I guess you're going to tell me
It's
something.
going to be an interesting night tonight. It's going to be a fun night. It's really going to test our dumminess.
All right. All right.
But as Andrew pointed out at the beginning of the show, it's a good thing we picked that title a long time ago because we're always going to be dummies.
We are not like formally educated whiskey sommeliers,
No.
shall we say.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we've been doing this a few years.
Yeah,
so we
we've
got some
come a long
experience.
way. Let's be
Yeah.
realistic. I mean, let's not sell ourselves short.
Exactly.
Well, maybe.
But-
With the side eye from
For
from
tonight,
our,
I'll keep that dummy title.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
It's kind of like the
fine.
get out of jail free card on
Yep.
Monopoly. It's like, it's all right. I can suck tonight. It's fine. I got
Right.
a jail free card.
If you get it right, you're like, man, I know everything. But if you get it wrong, I'm a dummy.
I'm still past
So-
the go, goddammit.
what are we doing tonight?
Well, tonight, I was thinking about this, and I had a friend ask me a question about, what's your favorite dram? We were talking about expensive bottles, and he's like, can you taste expensive bottles? I'm like, you know what? That's actually a funny question, because how many times have we done blinds?
A lot.
And a lot, right? And they're definitely one of the things that keep you honest. But I think the hardest thing, other than yourself and your own mental trying to trick yourself, is really, can you taste age or expensive bottles? And those are the
Age
two
or
hard
price, huh?
age or price, yeah. And it's hard to tell because I've had bottles where, and it really kind of puts yourself into that whole thing of like, okay, this is musty. It means old. It's like it's been sitting on the shelf for a long time. This is an old bottle. It must be really, really expensive. All these things you're getting into, and then you have something that is really bright and loud, and you're like, oh, this is cheap. It's not that good.
Or young.
And yeah, and you're completely baffled. So tonight I thought it'd be fun to put together some really expensive bottles and some really affordable bottles. So mostly around 300 and some around 30. So
Okay.
pretty
this is
big jump.
10 times better.
Okay.
Pretty big jump tonight. So it should be an interesting show. We've got that tonight. They'll take up at least half the show, maybe more. We'll talk about
Depends.
those. We'll go through those. We've got a little trivia I put together, some fun trivia. I would like to thank Everwin for his support on the trivia.
Oh, great.
And it's going to be a fun show, guys.
All right.
Well, I see Bobby J's in the house, and we haven't seen him around for a while. So it's good to see you, Bobby. I'm glad. I'm hoping you're home and not traveling. That's why you're in the chat. I see Gregor out there on the West Coast. He's calling us out.
Yeah.
Jeff and Tom.
Tom and Joe.
Yeah. So
Buckling.
some of our regulars. There's Chuck.
Yeah, there's Everwin.
Stuff for work.
Man, people are coming. Brandon Smith.
Brandon Smith. Greetings, fellow Scotch whores.
Heck yeah.
Everyone's in there.
Indeed.
I love that title. Very nice.
Me, my wife, and whiskey. Is there? Hey there.
Oh, my, this is funny stuff. And you guys are hilarious.
So we warmed up with something new tonight that you
We
brought
did.
home from a cruise.
Yeah, so last week I was on a cruise ship, and apparently this last few months, Johnnie Walker has released what they call Black Ruby. So it is a travel exclusive bottle, and I was looking at a bunch of travel or duty frees on the way back through different countries over the last few days, and Black Ruby is not in it. So Black Ruby, it's coming to travel retail. It's on cruise ships, a few cruise ships, but it's getting out there now. So we tried it tonight. We're going to do a review on it. We're going to have to unpack it because it's an interesting whiskey. It is theoretically it's still in the black line, but when we were comparing it against Johnny Black earlier, it's a very different beast.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. It's
There
great.
were some interesting comparisons, not to give anything away.
That's
But
true. No,
it
this will
is.
be a fun review to
We'll
watch,
do a
I
full
think.
review.
We'll have to do that. So look for that in your travel retail locations. I don't know where all it is, but good luck finding it. I've seen a few reviews online, but it's only been out for maybe 5 or 6 months. So
What'd you pay
Yeah.
for that again?
it was like $65
Okay.
for a 1 liter. So
What-
it's not cheap.
So not a 750, a 1 liter.
Yeah, it's a 1 liter container, but it's still it's more expensive than black.
I was
Black
just going
is
to say,
Yeah.
black's not that
35.
expensive, I didn't think. Okay.
No,
All right.
it's more expensive
A
than
little
black.
specialty, travel retail,
But, yep.
right?
You
Alan
expect it.
Newland, you're not just a lonely non-member watching. You're part of the community. You're here.
Yeah,
Welcome.
welcome.
Pour yourself something and enjoy. Get involved in the conversation.
We got some stuff to talk about.
Bob H is in San Francisco.
He's looking at whiskey too. He's sending me pictures. He's
Oh,
texting
no.
me pictures in liquor stores, and I'm like,
Dude,
damn
San
it,
Francisco's
Bobby.
got some freaking dusties
But
out
that's
there.
expensive, though.
I know.
All right, boys, we got a long show because we've got some really good stuff to drink here, and I want to make sure we have ample time to go through them. So let's pull out the first of 3 rounds we're going to go to tonight. So tonight, there's no winners or losers here. It's just basically, I'm putting it out there,
Except
a
our ego.
disclaimer, except for me. And I do know what they are. I've forgotten what's in which glass, but so you guys have no idea what's in here. And so tonight, let's go through them. We're going to go through normal smelling, tasting. Let's talk about them and just be honest, right? And at the end of the day, when we're ready we'll call out which one you think is more expensive.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Are these
Okay.
similar whiskeys?
I did my best. It's a good question. I did my best to kind of keep them that way, or at least in the same realm.
Okay.
Because it's kind of hard to say if, at one point I thought about doing completely different because that's also kind of nice to do too. You have a really rich sherry and then you have a light ex-bourbon. You're like, well, you never know. I mean,
Right.
sometimes you get faked out by the
finish, or you're right.
exactly. So, but I did not do that. So most of these are very similar or at least kind of in the same range.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
one's $30, one's around $300, give or take.
Roughly. And I'll go through those numbers here in a minute.
All right.
All right, so we're going to start out with gold and black.
All right.
These both they have the Maestro coin on them, the purple Maestro coin.
Yep.
And so going through those.
Sweet nose.
They both
Did you taste it too, or just?
No, I'm just
well,
nosing.
yeah, they're whoa,
Yeah.
well now
That
we're
was-
just throwing it everywhere.
It was a little.
Yeah,
They
I
are
made them
full.
kind of full, so
Because the 4 of us are going to have to
I
go
like
through
how
them.
you do it. All right.
So these 2 are sweet.
It is a sweet nose, but I think there's some fruit down in the bottom of it.
This one, yeah, that one smells like a sherry sweetness. This one's got like a saccharine kind of sweet, like an artificial sweetener sweet.
For sure, it does.
You know what I mean?
Oh, look at Joe's asking, provided a super chat from Joe to sneak in some White Walker into the mix. So we got to be careful, guys.
Oh, whoa, Joe, come on, man.
So
They're
you're
already
not even
poured.
gonna
They may
nose
be
them?
in there. I don't know.
I haven't noticed them yet. Hold on, I was looking at something. Okay, one is 40% ABV and one is 46. So throw that out there.
Okay.
So, totally different noses.
So
I'm gonna need to-
and listen, we are doing a podcast as well. So talk through your colors and what you got going on this
Okay.
stuff.
So on the gold, I'm with Sean. I thought his nose was pretty good on first pass. The gold was definitely sweeter, but there was some fruit down in the bottom of that sweetness. The black is more of an artificial sweetener smell to it. I need to smell them side by side.
Yeah,
to
the
try
weird
to
thing
pull
is,
out
so
ABV.
I went ahead and tasted the gold, and then now as I nose the black one, it smells smoky. There's some peat in there. Weirdly
Yeah.
enough.
No, I didn't get any peat on it. Just nosing it.
That's nice.
What that gold is?
Yeah, it's definitely got a little bit of peaty goodness in there.
The gold has peaty in it?
Yeah, I never would have picked that out.
This is going to be tough.
This is going to be hard. I mean, and think
Because-
about this from
I
Again,
got
It's
peaty on
really
it.
good.
I got
So I
peaty.
mentioned
right.
I mentioned earlier, guys, our biggest thing in blinds, and I think anyone that's into whiskey is yourself. Don't overthink. Just talk through your flavors. Try to listen to what you're saying.
So the gold has some fruit that I want to say like pears.
Yeah, it was much lighter for me.
Yeah, it's a light up front, but then it's got a little bit bigger, bolder mid palate and back palate. I would say let me try that.
Yeah,
I did not get any peat on the nose on gold, but once I put it
agree.
in my mouth, it's there's definitely some edge there.
So I don't get the gold. I think is much lighter, less peated. The black definitely has some peat to it, especially on the palate.
So gold, I basically got some sort of not quite burnt, but sort of maybe is it safe to say charred apple, and then at the hang on a second, I'm going to get into the black in a second, but there was definitely an edginess to gold that I didn't get on the nose. So
No.
There's something else going on in there. Let me judge it against this black though.
The black is I still get that saccharine sweet, like almost sickly sweet on the palate. But it's got a hint of smoke and it's nice. I would say that it's probably the 40% ABV and the gold is the 46.
I think I agree with you on that because the
Absolutely.
gold has much of more of a alcohol burn on the finish.
Yeah, it's just a little bit bigger.
It's light. There's less peat in it. There's more lightness, more pears, maybe apple, but I mean it's a really light whiskey. It's an easy drinker. I'd say it is not, it's not overly complex whiskey. I think I really kind of like the gold for just the easy drinkability of it.
Are you getting peat on both? Did I hear or no?
Yeah, just maybe a little touch on that, but I don't. I think the peat is in the black.
So the black to me, the early finish was kind of tardy, if I can say that. Mm-hmm. But then after a while, the finish fades into sort of a little bit of a bitterness, a little bit of a chocolate bitterness that comes out of
chocolate
nowhere.
Bitterness. Oh,
yeah.
like dark chocolate.
Yeah,
completely. I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
completely.
Yeah, I think so too. At first, I thought the gold was a little bit more complex. Now that I'm going back for a second sip, I don't get the complexity on it as much.
Can I have both of them? I have.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah,
all
of us need to go.
This is not an easy discussion here. If these bottles are,
I think I did a pretty damn good job of.
You absolutely did.
If one of these is 10 times the original price, it's tough.
I will say they are very different glasses.
The noses are very similar, I think.
I don't know about that. No, well, I haven't done them side by side like that, so maybe there's something to that.
Neither one of these stands out as like, wow.
I don't want to say too much.
This is so much better.
I agree with that.
I don't want to say too much because I know what they are. Well, shit.
No, I do have a favorite of these two, but I don't know if there's any value. I don't know. It may be completely flipped based on what I'm tasting tonight.
You want to do a side by side, or can I do that?
Yeah, let's all do a round and then we'll pick.
I have my picks. Even knowing what they are, I still have my picks. So,
do you feel comfortable?
Okay.
You feel confident, Drew?
Do you think it's harder for you because you know what's in the glasses?
That's a fair question. I am not basing my favorite on that knowledge. I'm basing my favorite on what I like in these glasses.
That's fair.
Even what I know about them doesn't change that.
That's fair.
I have my favorite too. I think we're set.
All right.
I think the interesting thing here, and let's talk through all this stuff. This is what the conversation is about. Is to each his own.
Yep.
Everyone has their own palate and what they like. We are in no way being shameful on any bottle that we're picking. We're not trying to pick one up that's better because it is cheaper. I mean, you can take what you want from this discussion and this debate. I think we have always said that there are plenty of good. I mean, that's kind of the reason we started the channel, is to talk through this stuff and the journeys. But at the end of the day, thousands of great whiskeys out there. It's your palate. It's what you appreciate. The knowledge is everything, and hopefully we're helping talk through this stuff to help maybe save your pocketbook or not. So
hey, before we do anything else, would you guys be offended if I put a little water on the gold?
Oh, that's a good idea. It would be interesting to know that.
Let me ask you guys a question. So Sean said, I think you said you picked gold as 46.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, Andrew.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well,
I need to nose it again.
So now that I tasted them back to back, I get some white pepper on the finish of the gold one that I didn't get.
Definitely.
And so
spicier.
I'm wondering if that's throwing off my, I'm feeling it as an alcohol tingle, and it's that white pepper. But I'm still going to go that's the 46.
So I'm getting a higher potency of flavor in the black one.
Yes.
So therefore, I think that's higher ABV. Just because there's more whiskey in the whiskey.
I just think it's better whiskey.
So,
well, that could be too.
Everyone has a question. Is the expensive whiskey high cost due to rarity or age? It's a fair question, and I let me think through. Okay, so in this set, I will say it's not rarity.
I agree. I think the whiskey makers aren't stupid, and they realize when they have a good whiskey, they're going to charge more for it, no matter how old it is, no matter the rarity. If this is a good whiskey, I can charge this much for it because people will pay for it. So there is some logic to more expensive whiskeys will have better flavor in general. Now, when you get into the $500 to $800 to $1,000 bottles, the value probably isn't there. But you will pretty much, the whiskey makers know if I'm making a $110 bottle, that I expect that to be way better than my $30 bottle in general. So even if it's a young whiskey, but they've blended it right and they've got all this complexity of flavor into that young whiskey because they're able to blend different distilleries maybe. And so they can charge for it because in general, it is better.
But let's have the conversation real quick about that. When it comes to the price of whiskey, what drives the price? Whether it's age, it could be the price of the ingredients. You know, a distillery chose barley that was more expensive than, or another distiller using some grain that's cheaper than. So, when it comes to price, you have to think about those kinds of things too. The rarity of it, the age of it. What did it cost them to make it? It really has
marketing too.
Marketing,
it's like in your own
reputation.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be realistic, guys. McAllen, loves their stuff, and they charge more for it because they have a name.
But if it's older, they've lost more angel share over the years as well.
So that adds to the cost.
So that liquid in the barrel, whatever's left, is more expensive
Yeah.
than it was when you put it in.
Absolutely. So there's so many things that drive cost, and not necessarily does cost equate to quality or better.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think whiskey manufacturers are not going to risk their reputation charging $200 for a terrible whiskey.
I've had $200 terrible whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had $200 terrible whiskey that I just poured out.
Wow.
That was just like not worth bothering.
Okay, so my opinion was most whiskey makers know what they're doing,
Now-
and they're going to charge an approximate. Now there's a caveat there though. So for those specialty whiskeys where they do something unique with barley or unique with barrelings,
Yes.
those are going to be a little more expensive, even if they may be younger, because just the cost of goods is higher.
Sure.
And so
That's what I
there's
was
some
saying.
there. Yeah, you're right.
And some of them, it's not just that; it's the cost of the barrels. Hey, man, we put these in some
Well,
really
it's cost of
special
goods, yeah.
yeah. So I mean,
it costs money to when those barrels are $2,500 a piece just for the wood.
But anytime you have a special release, it's going to be more expensive.
At the end of the day, though, that's true. All this is true, but it boils down to is it worth it when you taste it?
okay.
Sometimes.
In my view, that's all that matters.
Yep.
If I'm tasting a whiskey and it's $200 and it's terrible, that makes me angry.
So which one is it?
Let me go first.
I don't know, man.
So
Well,
I can go first.
So recap your flavors again.
All right. So Gold Glass was the one that I thought was a little higher ABV. That was the saccharine sweet one.
Okay.
I'm glad you put water on them.
I didn't do
It
that.
kind of killed the gold for me. There wasn't much left. It had a lot more flavor on the first sip. By the second sip, it just kind of died. And it didn't really come back with the water. The nose really wasn't all that great. To me, the black one developed a little bit more over time. The longer it sat in the glass, the more it kind of had to give. It seemed a little bit richer. Is it 10 times better than the gold? I don't know about all that. But I feel like that is a better, more well put together
I
whiskey
found
than
that
So
the
the
you
water-
think the black is older?
I don't know if it's older. It's just
More
I
expensive.
I think it's a moderately better whiskey than
You
the
would
Gold
pay
Glass.
more for the black than the gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
I found that the water actually brought a little bit of a spice finish out on the black that wasn't there before the water, which I thought was interesting. I honestly do think that the gold is higher ABV. It's a little bit more brutish, if you will, on the palate. It's to me, it's just a little bit more powerful on the palate. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying it's there. The black has nuance that the gold doesn't, and so. If I'm going just on that, the black is more complex and interesting to me. I find it more interesting. I want to spend more time with the black. I'm not saying gold's bad, but if you're going to say, hey, Mark, you get to pick one of these right now, which one you want, I'm going to finish the black because I want to know more about the black. The black has me curious.
It's more okay. Fair.
Great. I agree with every one of your discussions. I don't know if I need to even go over it again because you're right. I was getting a little, after you added the water to the black, I was getting a little more like almost coffee notes in it. It's really interesting. It's much more complex.
So there's subtleties.
Much more interesting whiskey. The gold is a light. It's easy to drink. There's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't have the complexity or the interest that the black does. So I'm going to go. I think the higher ABV is the black one, and I think it's a more expensive whiskey.
All right.
I mean, if we want to break out the kilts, I'll finish them both. I don't
So
care.
you're all saying black is more expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say this. Obviously, I know what they are. I think that the gold originally had a little bit more flavor profile forward than the black did. After the second sip, the black started catching up. And by the water, to your point, that's where I feel like after it opened up and sat for a while, it started getting a little bit more serious notes in there. Although gold was really good.
Yeah,
I didn't mind gold at all.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't off-putting or anything.
But you said something earlier that I think hit a key note for me. This is a saccharin note. It does feel like it's sweet forward on purpose or something.
Yeah.
It's still good. Is it $300 good? I don't know.
Okay,
We'll see.
so what's what?
So you want to know what's what?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got to do round by
Tell us
round.
what's
Yeah.
what.
While you're doing that, hang on, Tom. Don't hold back. I need to know what don't you hold back. I mean, Bobby J, I need to know what you think about that Virginia Distilling Company bottle. Come on now. Don't hold out on us on the comments.
All right. So one of these bottles is Johnnie Walker Blue,
Ooh, no.
and the other is Deanston Virgin Oak.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm going to guess which one we picked.
In my view,
I think Andrew's right.
So you, Andrew and Mark, think it's in order correct right now? Gold is Deanston and black is blue.
I think
So I believe Johnnie Walker Black is around just over 300,
Johnnie Walker
299,
Blue.
300.
Johnnie Walker Blue.
Thank you for clarifying that.
that's much different.
It is. Deanston is hovering around 30-ish.
We've bought it
35.
for $16.
That's correct. Knowing what they are now, that's a pretty damn good comparison when you think about what they are. Like one is like sought after subtleness, smoothiness, and one is a pretty cheap everyday drinker,
Yeah.
and it's still pretty good.
Did we have that right? Did we get it right?
Did you pick yours?
You think they're flipped?
No.
He's second guessing himself.
No, I'm just going to leave it alone.
So you're all agreeing with black is blue, and
God, I hope so.
I
let me
do too.
double check my.
Because I got, if that is the case, I did get the ABV wrong.
You guys nailed it.
All
We
right.
did get it right. Okay.
Although the Deanston Virgin Oak is the higher ABV.
You're right. I get that
It
wrong.
is.
You guys got the ABV right. I got that wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, blue is 43, or is it 40?
40.
It's 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to give me a translation on Vladimir's comment.
I am very. It's been a while since I had blue, and this was a little more complex.
I got to be honest.
I love blinds, man. You get to focus on
I
the
would
whiskey
not
without
have
all
realized
the
that
other
was
stuff.
black. It was
We
blue.
did. You
It's
did
fun.
blue to me on one of those 60-second shorts
Yeah.
not too long ago, and I remember after that short, I was like, "Son of a bitch, I got to come back and drink some blue." 'Cause it's been a long time. I mean, I know it's good, but then I got kind of spoiled all on the IBs and the cask strengths, and then I came back to this, and I was like, "Whoa, baby!"
That's a blended whiskey.
I mean, there's a
blended
reason
Scotch.
it's good.
Did you actually say all that stuff, Mark? Because Bobby J is saying noses amazeballs more pure X bourbon, floral notes, vanilla, shortbread cookies. Did you say all that?
I don't think you said that.
I don't think you did either. But
What you talking about?
good. You guys did well. You guys did really well. At first, you
agree.
guys were. I think you were flip flopping. You guys liked the gold at first. It felt like it.
And the first sip, the gold was a little more like punchy.
Yeah.
You got a little
You're
more out
right.
of it.
I'd say
and then it
malty
faded.
even.
Yeah.
But I think the smooth factor of time really, and the fact that you guys weren't rushed and you took some time with it. Now that you have more time, I think you'll find more subtleties coming up through the blue.
Yeah.
It is a very
It's really good.
It's not it's a subtle complexity to it. It doesn't really come out. It's done really well. I mean, it's got some seriously aged whiskey blended in there.
So I think this is an example of going to a whiskey fest and taking 5 seconds to sip a whiskey. It's
Yeah.
not enough. You
Yeah.
can't explore whiskey
No.
in that time.
I mean, that's why our friend Jeff Teamy in the comments, he goes to those events and he pours them in
Yep.
and takes them home
back.
where you can literally sit down and get to know the whiskey, because that's what it takes.
Yep.
And it kills me to this day when I meet a whiskey drinker and they're like, "Oh, we're doing shit. We don't we'll do a shot with you." And I'm like,
No,
"Man,
no.
I
don't do shots.
I don't do
Whiskey's not about
I-
shooting.
If you don't spend
Sip it.
time with the whiskey, then what's the point of drinking it? I
Exactly.
mean,
Especially when you start really diving into, like, I posted in our Discord a 60 Minutes that was up a couple days ago. It's really done well about just the bourbon and making the barrels for bourbon and stuff. And when you really get into the craftsmanship and everything that's going on with the whiskey, you fall in love with the whole appreciation of what they're doing to make it.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, it's really two factors, right? The making of the mash is always interesting, but how much the wood influences everything. The wood is everything, with obviously the environment and everything else, but man, that wood is
well,
magic.
that's like Buffalo Trace, man. They're going to have some muddy wood. It's going to be awesome. They're going to come out
Muddy
some new
wood.
shit.
All right.
Heck yeah, they are.
That was a fun one.
Sure.
All right, let's go to something
floater.
that was. Now you can see the reason for my ordering a little bit lighter. We're gonna go something a little bit heavier now, and something. I'm not gonna say too much about it. I want you guys to start getting in the nose here and see what you think.
Who's
right.
getting started?
So go ahead. We're doing the Molly coins. I need some water. We got blue glass and green glass.
All right. Blue
So
glass.
let me tell you, because I don't know these as well. Should be a little bit of a hint. One is $2.40.
These must be peated. 240. Oh, price. Okay.
One is $2.40.
240 proof.
Correct. And
This one smells bourbony.
Bourbony. Uh-oh.
Are these all scotches, Drew?
I will not answer that question.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, bourbon.
Tom's on a roll tonight.
Well,
So we did have that question while we talk about this.
blue smells. It's got deep wood. There's a bourbony sweetness on the nose,
Okay.
and some cherry. That's very nice.
No.
It's actually a very very rich
Little furfuranol in there.
smelling whiskey.
One is $30.
Okay.
So 30 and around 300 again. I'm gonna say 275 ish.
Green's nose is almost non-existent compared to the blue one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
Mark's gonna love this.
Mark's giving the side face, the ick face, because he is not a bourbon dude.
I'm kind of curious about the green one right now because there are definitely whiskeys that I've had where I'm like, there's nothing on this nose, and then you taste it and it like explodes.
Did you taste
So
it?
I did not.
Oh, did
just,
not.
I'm just doing a nose.
Well,
Mark's spending 5 minutes trying to smell the blue.
I'm
'cause
smelling
he's
the blue,
not.
and all I'm going to say is something is afoot in the Circle K. You know, this does not fit the profile. You trying to pull some Jedi mind shit on me, man?
There are no droids here.
Yeah. Okay, what's going on with the green?
Oh, wow. There's a lot to that.
Oh, yeah? What kind of, a lot of what? Corn? Oh.
Well, for sure there's a lot of corn. I think there may be some rye in there as well. A little bit of rye.
Our friend Tim is probably listening to this on a replay going, God damn it, Mark.
It's got a hint of the barley, right?
A little bit.
I don't know.
So green smells
Boy,
a
that
little
is
bit.
really.
Oh, we got
that's
two
pretty.
thumbs down.
If
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I wish I had more hands.
Keep them coming,
Keep
man.
them coming.
No more. No good. Yeah.
Actually, the nose in this purple is pretty good.
It's a really nice, rich nose.
Nah,
Oh, this is more nutty. It's not as sweet.
that pattern's
The,
full,
the, sorry,
Drew.
the green glass is not as sweet, not
Wow.
as potent on the nose.
It's kind of nice.
I am getting some nose on this. I
Very
can't believe you had nothing on it.
Very floral, caramel, vanilla. There's a little bit X wine or something.
Yeah, there is now.
How
It's a
much-
different nose than when I first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's real nice.
So there's much more vanilla on the green glass. I think the
No.
blue glass has more oakiness. Just go and drink. Maybe we need to take Mark out of this analysis because he's not going to be fair on his depth of like it's bourbon. It's that.
The green is more like balsa wood, vanilla, and
Okay, it's bourbon, but it's good.
something else. Yes,
that
they
blue
are
nose
they
on
are
the second
bourbons.
one. It's got all sorts of depth to it. There's
That's
oak in
rich.
there. Oh, there's vanillas. There's caramels. I mean, just on the nose, I haven't even tasted it yet.
There's vanillas in there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, no shit. It's
it's
new
bourbon.
oak. I'll be damned.
Yeah, what do you know?
It's all vanilla.
Maybe a little. There's a lot of oak in there. It might be over oak.
Now this one, I've got a nose on it now.
Do you-
It really didn't have much of anything before.
So, I mean, on the palate, blue was was actually really flavorful. It was really good. Yes, it's got a bourbon profile. It's definitely coming in.
That was hard for you to say.
It's coming
Bourbon.
in. It's definitely got your vanillas and some oakness, but it's enjoyable. It's not over the over the top where it's like, Jesus, I'm chewing on a freaking thing of corn and you're shoving a vanilla thing up my rear end. That's it's blue is approachable.
So the blue has a lot
us
of
that you're
creaminess, like buttery goodness in the palate. I think there's some bitterness on the finish. Maybe that's the tannins coming through.
So,
But that's pretty tasty.
Bad
The finish
news
is good on the blue.
I agree.
bad
It's
news
like
is
vanillas.
after tasting the blue, I think it's ruined the nose on green for me. It's brought some, I don't want to say offensive, but some not so enjoyable things out on the nose on green.
Tom R says, "No way, Drew has a $300 bourbon." You're
That's true.
right.
That is
Technically, I
true.
don't own it, but my friend has brought some over before and let me borrow it.
So green
you
has
don't
a-
borrow, you're not giving it back.
That's true.
Oh, I'm giving it back to him
Green is
as
a
soon as my liver
lighter.
processes it.
It's a lighter whiskey.
It is.
It's not as flavorful. There's a weird taffy thing going on in the finish.
This is going to be really interesting for you boys because you guys don't really know. I mean, you know bourbon, but you don't know it like a lot of bourbon folks do. So you really, it shouldn't play mental. I wonder if it's going to be more of what you're actually saying and speaking versus trying to think through all the scenarios.
I'm not going to think through it that much.
Yeah, I don't think there's much thinking needed here.
Bobby
But-
J, I was thinking it.
You want to put water on these?
Yeah, I think that'd
That's
be a
sweet.
great idea.
do we have the ABV on these?
I
Yeah,
was
you're-
looking at it. Yep.
So the green one has a much cleaner finish. There's less oak influence, I think, in it. I think it either it's younger or it has spent less time in a
What was
cask.
the
I
ABV?
think because it's not as rich and not as developed with all those other
There-
things. It has
Yeah.
some more not young whiskey notes, but it's just not as developed and rounded, as well rounded as the blue.
What
glass.
do you guys think in ABV?
Mm,
Well, being that they're bourbons, they're probably 40 ABV, 80 proof.
I think the blue one might be a little bit higher, honestly.
You mean
It,
that
it
one?
didn't
40
drink particularly hot. Did you add water to
Maybe
both of these?
44
I
or
did.
46. I think green is probably around 40.
Well, one's 50 and one's 52.
Ooh, damn. That
Well-
corn really freaking sneaks it in there, huh?
It does.
You think anything made with corn? So if they made Scotch with corn, you would say, "Oh, it tastes like bourbon."
Yeah, but they don't.
They can.
Oh, we
Grain
love
whiskey
bourbon
can
on
be
this
made
show.
with corn. Johnnie Walker Black could be made with corn because it's a grain whiskey.
So the blue with water lost a little bit of the, well, I guess it's on the finish. The cherry note that I kind of liked.
Oh yeah.
It's not really on the front palate, but it's still there on the mid and the back finish. Still a pretty rich, flavorful whiskey though, even after water. I don't know how much you put on
So
there.
these are both in the 50 range.
I didn't put much water on it at all.
They
It was enough
they
to
do
open
not
it
taste like 50.
No,
I'll
they
tell you
really
that.
don't.
Yeah, there's not a lot of burn. There's not a lot of tingle on the finish.
That one has more of a rye note now.
What, the green?
Yeah. It's actually got a lot more flavor coming through
Smells good.
So
with a little bit of the water.
is more one more complex than the other?
I'm going to say the blue has probably got more flavors coming through, but the water with the green, to me, it's more of a subtle whiskey. Like you got to kind of dig for it. So this one's tough, man. I like on first glance, you kind of want to go with the bigger, bolder whiskey, but
What's the price point on both of these?
One is like 275, 280, around there. That's why I gathered. And one is definitely 30-ish.
I think water opened the blue up a lot. I'm more interested in blue than I am the green. After we watered them and they both handled water fine. I don't
Yeah.
think neither one of them fell apart.
at 50, I would hope so.
I think the green, I'm not going to say anything yet. I got to wait.
So I will say that the green on the nose, so after you've added water, the green nose is a light, refreshing bourbon. I think the blue, when you go experience the nose after water, it has more robustness. It has more barrel influence. I think the green is more of the new make, but there's still enough barrel. I think the blue glass really has married well with the casks, and I think it gives a much more complex whiskey.
Okay.
Maybe that's why I'm more interested in it. I mean, there's something in it that just is drawing my attention more than the green.
Yeah, so my preference would be the blue over this one. So I think the blue glass is probably the more expensive over the green.
So you're saying that because you think it has more complexity? and
yeah,
more
I mean,
time.
it just has. So I have to give some credit to whiskey makers that they know when they produce a whiskey that has more interest. And to me,
they're
the
getting
blue
more and
has
more
more interest.
similar.
So I think the blue is more expensive, or should be more expensive.
Yeah, to be fair, and chat help me out here. I don't know if the price I'm getting for one of these has been secondaried, if you will, because of demand. I have no idea what the normal price is.
Okay.
I'm just going what I'm seeing online. 'Cause I don't know these brands, but not knowing that, I mean, I think they're both actually pretty good. Neither one of them really appeals to me that well. Based on my palate.
Blue's better.
But I agree that blue has a little bit more complexity than the green, although the green has a little bit more of a lighter side, sweeter side of kind of the corn, if you will. It's not nearly as harsh as the purple, but the purple has more complexity.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right,
thought
so
this was blue.
So-
you're all blue too?
Yeah, I honestly don't think that there's that much of a price difference between the two of my perceptions, my nose and my palate. There's the price difference is not that great.
It's not 10 times better.
No, by any means. They're a lot closer than that, but I prefer the blue.
Yep.
I'll say
Okay,
that.
so everyone prefers the blue.
Yep.
All right, so here's what we got. And you guys don't know what these are because I don't know what they are. Read that one.
The
Remus Gatsby
Reserve, 15-year-old.
And one is Knob Creek.
Well, which one's which?
He's not
I'm
going
going to
to
tell you in a
us that.
second.
Well, why don't you do that?
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Remus
I
Gatsby.
do not either. I'm looking by the fancy bottle, though. This has got to be more expensive.
This is the more expensive bottle. This is
yeah.
So this, and we've got a few others from our friend Tim, and this is one of his. This is up
One of
there.
it- one
This
of
is
his
very
nice
expensive.
bourbon.
Yes.
He likes the old
So
Gatsby.
It's a 15-year-old too.
It's a 15-year-old straight bourbon whiskey, cast strength, 93.
Well, I'm going to fill my flask
is-
up with it before we give it back. So I
That's
have
a
something
great
for
idea.
you.
If he's listening right
Why?
now, I know
You
he's
don't want any.
smiling.
2023
I golf with
limited
them, so
release.
I'll be like,
so-
hey man, hit this flask.
So-
you really like this stuff.
So you've got the Gatsby in front of the blue or the purple.
I do.
here.
So-
is this what you guys agree
yeah.
on?
Yeah, that's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Let me look at my
Talk to
cheat
me,
sheet.
Goose.
We'll find out.
I don't want to look at it because I might have answers.
It's the
next week.
reveal.
This is what I have, and you guys
Blue
are correct
Remus.
Come on,
again.
man.
God
It's
Lord,
just that easy.
you
Right?
guys are like freaking gurus at this.
We're not dummies.
This was tough because this is not our normal.
So should we be Scotch for Merly dummies?
Well, I mean, I wanted to do something besides Scotch, something
that's
out of the
great.
order, and and to be honest, it's hard to find anything that we have here that's that big of a range.
I will say I know that I wouldn't pay $300 for that, but
If you poured it for him.
it is much more flavorful. Like there's
agree.
more going on in the glass.
Right.
I
For
can
sure.
understand why people get excited about.
Yeah.
No question. It's a better whiskey.
The Remus, if someone poured it, I would drink it and enjoy it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it for what it is, for sure.
Yep.
It's
I don't know if it's
it's
$300.
one of
nose is- the nose
it's
is very pleasant.
arguably it's
Yep.
one of the best bourbons I've had. So
Yeah. It's
I mean,
nice.
but I don't remember bourbons as well because I don't have as many of them. But there's so much to that. I'm like, wow, this is
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
But, I mean, not that I really want it, but could we pour some more of that out and put some water in it before we give it back to him? I know Tim.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
he doesn't.
Hey, he's very generous.
He
to
doesn't
us.
really want this back. So let's just take it. and-
All right, put those back
He
in the back
definitely
there.
is more of a bourbon guy.
He is.
All
But
right.
he is very interested in the Scotch. He's coming over. So
I like
right.
that we're at 66% already.
So-
I know, right?
there.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Tom asked a question.
right.
Let me read this. So
Is the Remus finished?
It's a limited edition release from Ross and Squibb Distillery. It's a blend of two bourbon mash bills.
Oh.
15 years old. 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% barley malt, and 60% corn. What? Oh, and 36% rye and 4. So that's the two mash bills that they put together.
Okay, I was going to say
there's some
you're
rye.
over
Like,
100%.
that's more than
right?
100.
I'm like, whoa, that's hey, right? Math is wrong. So the tasting notes is bourbon is antique leather, tobacco, cherry syrup. I think you said cherry.
Yeah.
Walnut, oak fig, roasted almonds. So I mean, I think
Sure.
it lived up to that. I think based on what I'm seeing here. The 2024 edition, I'm not sure what that is 15-year bourbon that celebrates a literary masterpiece in the Roaring '20s.
Sure.
MSRP is $230.
Everybody loves the Great
Okay.
Gatsby.
Yeah.
All
Sure,
right.
man.
On to the last and the final round before we get into our
There
trivia
we
tonight.
go.
This one, based off of what we have had so far, you guys know one of these bottles. So one of these bottles, I'm going to go ahead and tell the audience so they can play along with us, is a very expensive Macallan. It is the rare Macallan Rare, which is I think
$290.
$290, $300.
Yeah.
It's damn near
Sure.
close to
Sure.
$300, right? And the other one is I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell
But
you.
the Macallan Rare is batched, right? So there
It is batched.
it's been out for a while.
Is it White
Correct.
Walker?
I think they're both Macallans.
So this is going to be an interesting one because
It can't be $30.
I'm going to tell you
Price
you
points.
don't know.
Price points. Come on
I'm
now.
going to tell you price points are. Well, I'm going to wait in the price points.
This is what, okay.
Because they're closer.
No, they're not closer.
They're both $250.
They're not
No.
closer.
Okay.
They're still got a good range on them. But I do want to say that we have done the rare cast twice, and both the first time we were definitely not amused. We thought it was okay, but the price was stupid for
Yeah.
it.
And I think we got it for like $100.
We
the first
did.
time.
We did. And then we re-reviewed it not too long ago,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and I believe we were actually pleasantly surprised.
We were much more friendly with it.
Still too expensive for what it is.
Yes.
All right, talk through what you got, guys.
Have you guys knows the black already?
Yeah. So now I can't remember which one was.
Hit the black first.
which.
Go ahead.
So all right. So black.
So the black is sweet. It seems like a sherry finish, sherry influenced cask.
Yeah.
But the gold I think has a lot more like sulfury notes to it.
I'm excited.
Oh, you can
excited. So
sherry bombs? Is that what you're?
well,
looking?
no, I went through my phase pre-COVID. I mean, I could sniff out a Macallan like a freaking bloodhound, right?
Rubber,
Dude,
rubber,
I was like,
Yeah.
boom! You guys couldn't sneak that by me. COVID hit me, and I lost my smell, and the sulfur went away. Well, she's coming back. Number one, both of these had a little bit of sulfur in them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I happened to taste the black first, and the black's got some really deep, dark chocolate finish, late flavor finish profile. And then I sniffed the gold after the black, and all I got was sulfur, and more sulfur.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hello, rubber factory. What are you doing?"
When I did the first nose, I
agree.
Definitely got the more sulfur on the gold glass than the black glass. They both have that kind of Oloroso oxidized nose on them to some extent, but
Yeah. Yeah. The black has that nice old book tobacco.
Jared
Yeah,
Um,
I did.
okay.
I did. It's delicious.
That oxidized, like black tea. There's a little bit of chocolate. Like it's pretty rich. It's got a nice flavor profile to it.
I could chew on that black for a while.
Yeah, I don't actually want to sip the other one yet because that one goes for a while.
Oh yeah, that is good.
Muy bien.
So the black.
That's not bad.
So the
We
beauty of
be
the
in.
black is the balance between the character, sweetness, a little bit of oxidized kind of bitterness to it, but nothing really stands out, and nothing is like overpowering each other. It just seems to blend really well.
Just to put that on there to
So
give you a little bit of
there's
pressure.
one.
Man.
Now I don't know if that's because it's less expensive or what, but it just. And maybe it's less complex. I haven't tasted the gold yet, so the black glass is a nice whiskey. a sufficient complexity to make it interesting. We'll see what the gold does to us.
The gold is a pale comparison.
Really?
I don't think it has a whole lot.
I think gold's a decent whiskey.
It's
good.
okay.
It's a good whiskey. I'm not going to pour it out. If you pour me a dram of gold, I'm going to be like, I'll drink
But I would not call it complex.
And I'd call it out for what it is. There's a ton of rubber and sulfur note on that to me, on the nose and the palate.
I don't get a lot of sulfur. Like it's okay whiskey. It's well put together. I just
Definitely
don't know that
Oloroso
it's-
sherry.
I don't get
a lot
like
of that.
like freaking egg. what's the sulfur note from like spoiled eggs or whatever they say. Yeah, I don't get that. But
So I guess the question, and I'm not disagreeing with what you guys are saying so far. The question is, this Macallan Rare, do you think it's black or gold? Do you remember it being
I think
as
it's
rich
gold.
as you're saying?
I think it's gold. I haven't had it in a long time, and like I said, it's batched. So who knows what batch this is?
I think the black is probably
And mind you,
I agree.
the idea tonight, this one's going to be, because you know what it is now. You're trying to think about it and a flavor profile here because you know what you're getting into. Because I'm trying to erase that and say which one tastes expensive.
Okay, so
black. Black tastes expensive. That's why I'm saying that it's the rare cask.
right. Okay, so I hang on a second, man. Let me back up, man. This is going to get a little bit. This isn't a family friendly show.
This is where you start playing mind tricks.
This isn't a
John
family
is
friendly
correct.
show. So I'm going to say that Drew's trying to trick fuck me. All right. So what's happening here is he's poured 2 Macallans. All right, and he's going with the old Jedi mind trick. I think I can see where you guys are coming from. The gold is probably Macallan 12.
Yeah.
It may be. It's still a good whiskey.
Or a classic cut.
Yeah,
It could be lots of things. Yeah.
So you're pretty confident it's Macallan.
Well,
I
it's
don't know.
sulfury.
I'm
shit.
pretty confident this is a better whiskey.
Yes. I will go.
Do
with
they
that.
taste similar enough to Macallan world?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they're in the same family, like second cousin kind of thing. Right? Like
Yeah.
I mean they have some similarities to them that I'm like, all right, yeah, I can see like there's something, related about it.
I feel the stare from Mark.
Yeah.
Look at
On
my
to you,
poker
brother.
face.
I'm
My
on
to
poker
you,
face.
man.
The poker face is strong with me. I've
Dude,
won many tournaments.
Man, hey, your poker face ain't shit. No way, man.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
You ain't got
have no
nothing.
idea.
You ain't got
one
nothing.
of these is Chivas. No, it's not.
I didn't think so because I was the one that
Well,
told
it'll
him
be
to do
gold.
that. I know he wouldn't do
That's
it.
why I didn't do it. Okay, so it sounds like you guys are all on the same page as far. Is one higher ABV than the other?
Good
I don't
question.
know about that. The black is just a lot richer. Like I get so much
Exactly.
more out of it. It's kind of apples and oranges on that.
I don't disagree with you. I
Yeah.
think it's
But
pretty
they are
obvious.
both lower ABV.
Yeah.
What is this one?
So we got
44.
43.
we got a rubber tree, and we got tire barn. And hang on.
Rubber tree and tire barn.
Man.
So the black has much more complexity, much more interest. It's got some dark chocolate in there. It's got some cherries in there. It has some of the sulfury
good.
oxidized Oloroso sherry things. It just has a much better, interesting flavor profile. The gold glass is good. It has some Oloroso sherry influence as well, but it just doesn't have the layers that goes with it. So that's why I think I would pay more for the black glass than the gold glass.
I would as
Now,
well.
We're
Yeah.
going to find out.
Yep.
I didn't say prices on these yet.
You're right. But I would
Obviously,
pay
you know
more
one
for
of
the.
them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't
black.
forget we had that Balvenie 16 back there.
I like
I'm just
black
putting it out
better
there.
than gold.
Yeah.
Black is
But
black
you
is
guys
good.
aren't hearing me. You guys are just down.
Dude,
you're down.
No, well,
I don't need
we're
to hear
saying-
you. My palate speaks for itself.
I want to pay more for the black glass.
Interesting.
All right.
Fair enough. So you guys are done. That's
Yep.
it.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's the goal, right?
That's
Is
the goal.
that's correct.
We're
Yes,
picking
no,
each
and
glass
I-
that we
and
think
I
is
will
the
say,
more
you guys are-
Put it in the
expensive.
middle. We'll put it in the middle.
All right. Put it in the middle.
Which one are you going with?
We're not going
We
with
don't
anything.
have an option. So
We don't know what the other bottle is yet.
well,
Put the other
I
bottle
assume
on
it's
the
less
table.
expensive, right? Do we have
Put
a
the other
price?
bottle on
This
the
is
table.
actually going to be a trick question.
Can you give us a
because,
price?
So I had to up the game a little bit because I didn't have to be to the chat and the
Oh,
audience
man.
what I really wanted to put in here was naked or naked grouse, but I could not find it anywhere, and we were out of it. So I think that would have been a really
Bobby
cool
J
companion.
never
Yeah.
started
because
a
that
land
would
war
have
in
thrown you
Asia.
off a little more than what you have here.
Yes.
But you said Chivas earlier, and I'm like,
Royal Salute.
and this is one I thought maybe going complete opposite with like, you know, a really malty, like a monkey shoulder, thinking maybe with
A richer.
something
Pull the
different.
bottle up. Don't.
All
play
right.
with me. I told.
I told you 4 or 3 times.
I tell you 4 or 3 times. You no good for business.
Mark called it out. Macallan 12 Sherry Cask is the other bottle. So this bottle is around 65, I believe, and this one obviously is 300. So do you guys stand by your bottles where you have them?
Yep.
I sure hope so. Because if that's not the case, then
I'll be just buying more McAllen.
Just
more
buy
Macallan
more
12.
Macallan 12.
yep.
That'd be sad.
So
He's not even showing it.
He's not even showing it.
I want to
dragging
tell you.
this
I want
out.
to tell you guys, you did a phenomenal job tonight. This is correct as well.
It is correct. As
Is it
well.
really?
Yes.
Yes.
You honestly, I did my best to stay clear of trying to sway you and help you on some of these
You
things.
did. Yeah. You
And honestly,
pushed us.
listening to you guys tonight, you guys should be very proud of your comments. You guys did a great job.
It was fun because it was. I think we literally just listened to our palates and our noses.
And
It
if
wasn't
anything is to be said
That's
tonight
exactly what we did.
on blinds. That is the number one mistake that everyone does on blinds is they don't listen to themselves. I can't tell you how many times I've done them, you've done them, and like if you just heard what you said,
watched all of us do it.
Yeah. Multiple times.
and you guys did not. I think this tonight was a cool example of
Don't
taking
waver.
some of that out and just saying which one's more expensive. Don't
Yep.
worry about anything else.
Right.
So we encourage
Or
you to
which
try this
one's
at home
better.
if you have the option.
I mean, I
That's the
think
key. It's which one's better.
what
Which one
helped me
has more interest.
was I didn't care if Drew told me that the one that I was more interested in it was cheaper. I was more interested in it. That's all that mattered
which
to me,
took
dude.
away some of those variables.
I
It
don't
it
give a
exactly
damn.
does.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? You tell me the $30 one's more interesting to me. Then hell yeah, I'm excited about
I'm
that.
gonna have a case of that in my bar because that is my everyday
Right,
drinker now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
that was
Interesting.
cool. Man, I knew I was on to you on that double.
You
McKellar.
did. I was like, God damn it, Mark. You were staring my poker face.
You-
I was good. My poker face was solid. Look,
Yeah. Let's
Look
watch
at
it.
this.
We'll watch
No
a
way.
replay.
I
Didn't budge.
actually,
didn't budge.
I think we should do this again sometime, but do a flight that is closer in price. So like
That's gonna be hard.
$30 versus like an $80, or
That'll be easier
or
to
a
compare.
200 versus
But
a
you mean
300.
more of the same style?
You know what I mean?
Well, same thing because if you're charging 10 times the price, it better freaking be a better whiskey.
Well,
Yes,
but if it's like, $30 more,
back yourself
maybe
up,
not.
guys. Back yourself up 8-10 years ago when you didn't know better, and you honestly, and it happens not just in the whiskey world, but you assume that higher price means better quality, means better. You know what I mean? You bring your car in, and I'm gonna be like, well, you can get the brake pads, but I can give you these high-end ceramics. They're gonna stop you 5 feet faster. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, how much? And you're like, oh, yeah, $500 more. And you're like, well, shit, 5 feet, man, $500. Yeah, I'll do it. But
I wouldn't have done
I mean, it does.
You're
it
right.
plays into all this. So, does it really matter? I mean, at the end of the day, none of it matters. What matters is what your palate and your
That's correct.
flavor, your nose comes down to. But for the consumer out there, especially the uninformed consumer that's just getting into this journey, do you go drop $300 for this?
Because
over this?
because it's a name brand.
Look,
You hear it all the
we
time.
preferred this. Absolutely.
yes.
It doesn't mean we don't like this. It doesn't
Or
mean
the other
this
ones.
isn't worth
Honestly,
it.
5
all
times
of the less
price.
expensive glasses were all really good.
Yeah, they were good whiskeys.
I,
right.
I ordered Knob Creek at a restaurant yesterday.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
So,
And if you don't have Virgin Oak, you're sleeping on a really great bottle.
Oh, that's such a
And
great value.
the Macallan 12 started all this.
This is the
there's-
beginning right here.
There you
There's
go.
the
This is
beginning
the beginning
bottle.
of Scotch
That's
for
what
Dummies.
started the whole dang thing. That's why we're here.
But you're right. I mean, we bought that Virgin Oak for $16 a bottle at Big Red.
We bought
one
like
year.
4 or 5 bottles.
We
each.
cleared the whole shelf. We're like $16.
Dude, that's cheap.
Why not?
How much you got in the
Do
back?
that again. I dare you. How would you do it again?
I mean, how many bottles did we kill on a boat, right? We're just like, because you don't care. You paid $16 for it, you know? You're like, I'm going to give some for
I'm
the
gonna back
fish.
my truck up. You just keep throwing bottles until I tell you to
I mean,
stop.
I got some for the bullfrogs. I got some for the crappie.
Yeah,
Well-
it's like Jack Daniel's Old Number 7 or Virgin Oak.
So
Right.
just one more thing on this one. I was obviously looking for naked tonight on Naked Grouse. I like Naked Grouse better than naked, but I was looking at alternatives and people were guessing in the chat here tonight. But just a couple things I almost threw at you. But I really wanted to try and stick within the 30 to 300. I thought that was a cool kind of
That is-
jump
Yep.
range.
Yep.
But I didn't want to get out of it too much. But unfortunately, Macallan was my alternate choice tonight because I didn't have anything else. But Glenrothes was on my radar, which is a fantastic. They have a really great 12-year-old. There was another one. There's GlenDronach 12. Obviously,
Yeah.
would have been a good one to pull in here.
What is the Lasanta going for now?
Lasanta? All these, all of them, I'm
The
saying
sherry,
right now,
yeah.
they're definitely in the six. They're
And
hitting the same
climbing
price
a
as
little
this.
bit. Yeah, they're starting to climb.
But those are all fantastic. I mean, I feel like there are some. So there are some cheap blends that are delicious, Valentine's, and there's some Blanton's, monkey shoulders. Those are great, but there's far and few between on those. You really, the sweet spot feels like it's between 50 and 75 for Scotch. As far as you can do a plethora of flavor
Yeah.
profiles in that
Sure.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get into the 100 plus, really you're starting to pay for unknown palate thoughts there and things because you really don't know what you're going to get. The only thing I will suggest is, and you guys can back me up on this one if you want, if you really want to explore whiskey and the flavor profiles, I can't say enough good things about SMWS and what they have done. And I know their bottles are around 100 plus.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They're expensive,
They've
but
climbed.
they're all cask strength, and you're going to get stuff that's not normal out of the bottlings from the core lines of these distillers. So if you really want to start getting into like, okay, I'm experienced enough to pass the $60 to $75, $80 range. Don't kid yourself. Try to go out there because it's simple. You don't have to go to a liquor store. You can search on their website, and there's plenty of options.
And it's sorted by flavor profile, which I think is everything. I don't know how many times I've gone to a liquor store and found whiskey that, I mean, the bottle looks good. I think I read it right. But then when I get home, it doesn't fit my profile, my preferred profile. And I'm like, dang it. That was a waste of my time.
Yeah.
Although I will say, when you're first starting out, I think you should do it the way we did it. So we started with like all of the core range stuff, right?
For sure.
So you start with Balvenie 12 or Macallan 12.
DNA.
And then you find some distilleries and you're like, I actually like that kind of profile, right? I'm going to go out and get the 15 or the 18. I'm going to spend a little more money.
Amen, dude.
And is it worthwhile, or I'll find it at a bar?
That's awful
because you can find it
expensive,
at
though.
a
Part of the
bar,
adventure too, a little
right?
bit. Yeah.
But if you're going to spend $7,500 on a bottle of SMWS, you already know you like Balvenie. You know what I mean?
It's true.
So you can kind of take it with a grain of salt. But the Macallan 12 here tonight, like, it definitely was related to the rare cask.
Sure.
That's
and
what was
it was smooth. It was
giveaway.
good. There wasn't anything wrong with it. It just didn't have the depth of flavor that the other one did.
And this was originally $45-$50
Yeah.
right
years ago.
back when we started.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember when we got into that Glenfiddich 15 Solera, right? And I was like,
you loved
oh my God, this is
loved
the
it.
best shit I've ever had in my life. And then somebody brought home the 18 and we did a review. Sean's basement. We did a
Bananas
review.
Foster's.
I almost started crying and I was like, what's wrong, Mark? Well, I like this so much that I don't like the 15 anymore. You know what I mean? I had to say goodbye to my old love because
But you
I
go
found
back
a
and
new
try.
one.
You go back and try the 15. It's still
That's-
good.
oh, yeah,
man.
it's- that's a good
I
point.
I might
Yeah.
have some of that at my house,
Oh,
actually.
I think you do.
Yeah.
the
You need to
18.
bring that over.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
going
already
just
good,
if
man.
you spend enough time going through the core ranges of some of these, really big brands, you're going to learn enough about your palate, and then you start exploring into some of those IBs. The SMWSs, the Gordon and MacPhails, the signatories and stuff. And
Yep.
next thing you know, you know a
It's-
hell of a lot about your palate.
I mean, the thing is I mentioned the price and what you're getting into, and I think that's a kind of a leapfrog into kind of flavor profiles as you suggested. But you're right, Sean. It is kind of fun to just get to know these distilleries, get to know what they're doing, because there is a core
they are.
DNA in what they're doing. Like
Yeah,
I do vividly remember talking to you about the VAT, the 15, and going into the 18 and the rum cast Balvenie. And we went to the Balvenie phase,
Yep.
and it's fun to go through all that.
remember that bananas Foster you just loved on
18,
that 18?
baby.
You were like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah.
It was good.
Those are things you don't forget.
Nope.
All right,
Right.
boys. Cool, right? Something
wow,
different.
That was
very
good.
fun,
That was
very
good.
fun,
All
Drew.
right.
Thanks,
well
Drew.
done, well
You
done.
got it. All right, so let's get on to the next phase.
Trivia.
It's time for some trivia, folks.
All right.
Do you have an intro?
No, there's no trivia intro,
Oh.
but it's time to go. You guys ready in the chat to get going here?
I need to pour myself a whiskey.
Well, I got this
Here you go,
leftover
I got the
rare cask.
You get the bourbon.
No, I don't want that.
There's
I got all the scotch in this house. You think I'm gonna? You want
there's
to
some
drink?
virgin oak there, or there is some.
Where's that blue from earlier?
I got that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
son of a-
you son of a-
I was getting ready to grab the bottle and pour
Well,
myself
you
some.
go, it's not, my,
Go ahead and
it's
do
not
it.
my version of blue, so go ahead and if you want. I don't know who paid for that blue.
That's actually a gift from work, actually. So.
Oh well then okay.
God love them.
it's free
I
then.
love Drew's job.
Free whiskey.
All right, first question. Andrew, you can go first.
All right. Number one, which luxury goods company acquired Glenmorangie Distillery in 2004? Pernod Ricard, Diageo, LVMH, which is a Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, or Bacardi.
What?
Actually,
What's the question?
this is an
Which
interesting
luxury
question.
good company acquired Glenmorangie?
There's a lot of interesting history about Glenmorangie I did not know about.
It is interesting.
There's some really cool things.
They've been
that happened.
around a minute.
They've been around.
They bought and sold SMWS, right? Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
They bought and sold them?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're actually a pretty big deal.
So how did they get bought by a bigger company?
And everybody
because
seems
they got a
to
lot
think
more
it's
money.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
Well,
Everybody's
what do they
giving a
say with
C.
It is Hennessy.
the test questions? If you don't know,
Go see.
See.
go the longest one or C.
I didn't know Louis Vuitton had any. I would have said Hennessy.
You just like Hennessy.
It is Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
That's right.
Yep.
All right, Mark,
Yeah.
you're up, Mr. Dip.
I can't. No,
I got
man, I need glasses.
I got
The
you.
Milton
Zoom that
Duff
up.
Distillery, a key component in Ballantyne's blended whiskey, is located near which Scottish town? A. Dufftown, B. Elgin, C. Forres, or D. Inverness?
Mm.
Milton
Duff Distillery. So it's not near Milton Duff. You know what I mean? It's not an option.
And,
here,
and
kids.
one of the options, one of the choices wasn't Milton.
No, exactly. I'm just saying.
We're gonna go to the Milton region.
I'm just trying to make it easy for you guys playing at home.
You guys got a guess on this one?
Everybody's going C again?
I'm
Really?
gonna go with
Bobby's batting 1,000. 1 for 1. Good
Hey,
job,
man.
Bobby J.
Not mad action. I'm gonna say.
I don't know.
These are pretty hard questions.
I don't
Yeah.
know Milton Duff.
The Milton Duff Distillery, a key component in
I'm
Ballantyne's
gonna say
blended
D.
whiskey, is
How about that?
located
So,
near which?
Peter Newton put A for Duff beer.
I like that.
I actually that was the first thing that popped into my mind was
I almost
oh,
went.
yeah.
Duff
Homer.
beer. I gotta go Inverness. I'm gonna go.
Damn good
D.
guess. No, I'm not going to go Inverness. I'm going to say Elgin.
all right.
Milton Duff Distillery.
I've been to Inverness, and I didn't see anything about Milton.
Elgin. So it's B. B is the answer.
Is
Guess
it
who-
Elgin or
But were you
Elgin?
drunk?
No, I might have been. I don't know, but I was right.
You were right. All right, Sean.
All right. Question 3. Which distillery, originally known as Hosh, was taken over by Thomas Stewart in 1875 and renamed in its centenary year? A. Ben Nevis, B. Glenturret, C. GlenDronach, or D. Glen Ord?
Hosh.
Man, I kind of feel like this is too
Dude,
hard.
where'd
What are
you
you
get
trying
these
to
questions?
do?
That is not a good name.
These,
Hosh?
these are the most random trivia
Well, when someone sends you a book, you really dive in.
ever win, you son of a
I
gun.
know it's actually really good.
That is the location. Set the fleet to the Hosh system. right? Oh wait, that's Hawk.
So
My
Joe's
bad.
That's the wrong. Good movie though.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say it's not GlenDronach.
Exactly.
I remember that one. I would maybe A.
Everybody's going B. George Kaplan in the house. I'm
Georgie!
going with George.
All right,
George
George.
is a smart.
Yeah, I
He's
gotta
got
go
a big
B.
brain.
Glenn Turret.
I'm going B. Turret.
All right.
If George says B, I'll
If
go
George
B.
says B, I say B.
There we go.
It is Glen Turret. Hey,
See?
I went there.
Told
That's
you.
nice.
Good on them, man. That's a tough question.
All right. Which distillery, known for its organic single malt, was recognized as the first UK whiskey distillery to achieve a net zero emissions? A. Nicnean, B. Ardbeg, C.
Oh,
Daft Mill,
shit.
or D.
This is a great
Wolfberg?
question, and you guys.
I think
should
I actually know
this.
this one.
You should know it.
Yeah.
It was not too long ago we talked about it.
Yep.
I think I know this.
Really?
That's
Yep.
what that role for a while. Nicnean, I think is
It's
what.
it's Neon or Ardbeg. It's A or B.
I'm going A.
I think it's Nick.
so I don't think Wolfburn is
No, they're way,
organic.
and they're way up north.
They're way
Twin
north.
Rivers mean.
And they got to
Energy-
burn coal to stay warm.
Energy's a
up there.
lot more expensive way up there. It's true. But admittedly,
They're
hot
two
coal.
sticks together.
but admittedly,
Shit.
Edinburgh and Wolfburn are differences between like Louisville and Chicago. I mean, it's not that much difference in latitude, but
I'm going Nick Neon. It's either Nick Neon or Ardbeg. I'm confident of that.
All right, here's the answer.
Boom.
The Neon.
Gotcha.
yeah, I agree. Nicnean is
Pretty
a.
distillery.
Oh, you
Yeah,
agree
it's
once you
beautiful.
know the answer. Jesus, come on, Andrew.
Well, I don't want to give it away
Man.
because remember the
Read your
reviewers were
question.
Get the big dog. Get the big dog. Drew wants the big dog.
I do with the big dog. Read the question.
He wants that 95
like,
GlenDronach.
go Mark.
Which distillery, founded in 2012, is located on a 38-acre site owned by the University of St. Andrews?
That's the
A.
University of Alabama.
Eden Mill, B. King's Barnes, C. Lindor's Abbey, or D. Holyrood?
Listen to this.
Oh, that's not that GlenDronach 95. I thought you were going to open that GlenDronach 95. That's
No.
what you were pointing
I
at.
want to pour this one because I want
Oh.
to talk about this at the end of the night.
I feel like King's Barnes has too many S's.
Yeah, I'm not liking that one. I'm torn here. I'm torn. I'm liking Lindor's. I'm liking Lindor's here.
Are you?
Yeah, but
Holyrood.
Holyrood
D.
sounds really good too, though.
Because it's a new one, right?
2012.
Maybe B does seem right. Kingsbarn, I think, is a new
So
one.
Lindor's 2012. Lindor's has not been open that long, so that just killed that. Holyrood or Eden Mill.
We got people guessing C and B right now.
That's
One
a A,
couple
so.
A's. So all over. What do you guys got?
King's Barn. I never
I'm
even
gonna
heard
say
of it.
B.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'll go B.
All right.
What?
Yeah, why not?
No, I was wrong. Eden
Eden
Mill.
I went
Mill.
Eden Mill.
Really?
A. Eden Mill.
I
Interesting.
didn't choose. I
It even has it on their damn logo.
These are hard questions. I don't know
What
to
has
tell
what?
you.
Well, we couldn't see the logo on the.
Well, you're not supposed to see the logo.
Well, make it sound like matter of fact.
How are we supposed to
Shit, you
cheat?
guys
All
didn't
It has on the
obviously.
logo. What the hell's wrong with you?
Just
Oh,
letting you
here
know
we
I did
go.
my research.
right, I got this one. Question 6. Which Campbelltown distillery is currently expanding and planning to double its production capacity? A. Glen Scotia, B. Springbank, C. Hazelburn, or D. Kilkerran?
I hope it's D.
It's Scotia or Kilkerran.
I like
Springbank
Kilkerran.
and Hazelburn are same distillery.
That's what I was thinking.
So you can get those twice. So
Can I
maybe
just say I poured this and good Lord, it's delicious.
What is it?
It's our bottle.
Virginia
hell
Distillery.
yeah.
Oh
it's
my God,
delicious.
yeah, guys, we picked the winner. So this bottle, we're giving our patrons. Most of our patrons have already ordered it. So at the end of the night, I think we're gonna do a.
You gonna open it up?
We're gonna open it up.
Oh,
Yeah. So just
Globally.
for anybody watching or watching the show right now in the chat, if you're not a patron, we're actually going to make the link public so you
There's
can.
a few
actually,
bottles left.
There's a couple bottles left, and if you're interested in it, but patrons, obviously, the link is still good for you. But it's time to make sure this one gets put away because guess what? We're working on bottle number 2 from Virginia,
And maybe 3.
you know, The patrons that made it to Virginia got a chance to be a part of that page.
Heck
Sign
yeah.
that bit. Sign
Drilled a
that.
barrel and everything.
Hell
That
yeah,
was cool.
All right, so lots of A's, lots of D's.
So Scotia.
I mean, I hope both of them are expanding capacity.
Do we have to choose just one?
So
Drew?
look at everyone.
But-
Shit.
Everyone, it can't be B and D as Kilkerran as Glengyle. Oh, that's a good point too.
I'm going to say A.
Well,
How about that?
Mark, what you got? I'm interested in
going.
your-
I'm going with the Scotia.
You're going with Scotia?
Yeah,
Andrew?
because B
I
and
said
C
D
are the same.
because he's right, but
Shoot, how can that be?
Technically,
Hazelburn-
I gave you both because
Oh.
you called it. Hazelburn, technically, Springbank owns it. They're the distillery.
Man, again,
Another
Drew,
one's expanding. But if you said Hazelburn, I would have give you a point as well because technically it's the same.
he pulled a
checks.
McKellen, and I said it earlier, and this
You
is a
did.
family show. Drew just fucked us again.
I did not. It's technically
did.
Springbank.
no,
but
everyone did.
Hazelburn is part of that. So, I mean, it's fine.
And there's not very many distilleries. You had to get to
That's
4.
right. That's right.
Yeah, there are only 4 total.
So there you go.
All right.
All right.
Question
Nobody gets
number
perfect with
7.
All right.
The distillery that won the world's best single malt at the
This is recent.
2020 or 2025 World Whiskey Award was originally established in 1967 for blended whiskey production. Is it A, Glenmurra,
what?
B, Glenallachie, C, Glen-Scotia, or D, Knockendo?
Well, I'm gonna have to go with the answer.
The world's best single
I'm
malt
gonna-
at the
I'm gonna go with the
2025
correct
World
answer.
Whiskey Award.
I'm gonna go with the correct answer.
You
What's
are?
Yeah. B. Glenallachie.
C.
So far, the chat agrees with you.
Well, because I know which
A and B.
distillery
I'm saying A
won
and B.
world's best single malt in
Oh,
2025.
you're cheating?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
Actually, it was this. I think we revealed it last week.
yeah. I know things. I drink scotch.
You
I
drink
thought
scotch
they-
and you know things.
I thought the best single
Not both at the same time.
No.
I thought the best single malt was
Damn no, I don't.
who'd we get our bottle from?
Oh, that was you're talking about Texas,
Andalusia, yeah.
That was a small batch or something.
Oh, small
Yeah, that
batch
was a
single malt.
category.
This is
the
this
best
is
one.
best
This
single
this is
malt.
the crown jewel, brother.
All right, so everyone's B.
Everyone's
We've got
B.
actually, we have some A's
See,
in there.
there's a
One
D.
D.
Knocking down.
The answer is correct, Mark. You are-
Glenallachie.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
So what
Exactly, see?
what bottle did
There's
they
a
get that for?
12-year-old, I believe.
There's a
Glenallachie
yeah.
12.
And
Wow.
so that
The
proves
world's
that I know
best
things.
single malt.
And right now I'm going to drink some scotch.
Good for you, Mark.
All right, you got to read the next one.
What is the name of the Israeli
This is easy.
distillery known for maturing whiskey in desert climate conditions? A. Jerusalem Spirits, B. Milk and Honey, C. Golani, and D. Levant Cask Company.
You guys shouldn't answer.
I
this
mean,
one 'cause you-
I'm not
you
going to
know
answer.
more.
I could
If you
go
don't-
on
you
and
know-
make up other
Oh, yeah.
distilleries.
I was going to
D,
say,
E, F,
Yeah.
I was thinking about buying this. The correct answer has an SMWS bottle.
Do they
Oh,
really?
Yeah, they do.
And they outturned this
Yeah.
this month,
You can
I'm
you
pretty
can also
impressed what
guess
they're doing.
E.
Yeah.
Unleavened
and
bread.
it wasn't
Um,
very expensive.
Unleavened bread.
What are you getting elfish on me?
No,
Oh,
man.
my God.
Little Lord of the Rings.
No.
West Bank Distillery.
You and Frodo climbing the mountain with some leavened bread. All right, the answer is
Milk
B.
and honey.
Milk and honey.
Milk and
of course
honey.
it
Milk
is.
and honey.
They
Delicious
make some
stuff.
good whiskey.
They do
Yes.
make good whiskey.
I do like the that label there with the bull with the
That's pretty cool, right?
bee
the bee
pattern.
pattern.
That deep sea was great, and then the STR is fantastic. We
Yeah.
have a bottle we
Yeah.
haven't opened yet too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're making good whiskey. Good for
Absolutely.
them. And they were the first distillery in Israel.
That's correct.
So
Is this me?
You
Yep.
shoot.
Question 9. This Japanese company, Takara Shuzo, acquired this distillery in 1986, making it the first Scotch distillery under Japanese ownership.
what?
Interesting.
A. Tomatin, B. Tormore, C. Tullibardine, or D. Tinanik.
I think these questions are hard, but
That's
it's also
tough.
interesting to share because these are stuff. It's like Wikipedia. You don't know. It's like, oh, I didn't know that.
Well, that's interesting because in a global market, the Japanese company bought their Scottish distillery, so it's still Scotch because it's all about location, not
Right.
about
They just
ownership.
own it.
Yeah.
And especially it's interesting knowing what's going on in the Japanese whiskey industry, right?
Yes.
I mean, now that they have their own set of rules and they're legitimized and they're making a really high quality product, it's interesting that a Japanese company would buy a Scottish distillery, although maybe not as interesting because there's only finite space in Japan and there's only so many distilleries, kids.
I wish we had some friends that had some Japanese stuff because that would be a really interesting show. We've done a little
Japanese
bit here
whiskey,
and there,
yeah.
Japanese whiskey, because they're making some incredible stuff, but it's hard
so
to get.
hard to
It's
get.
so expensive.
Well, and I wonder because a Japanese company bought Four Roses a long time ago.
Oh, did they
Yeah.
really?
Well,
Yeah.
well, it was like a while ago, and now you can get it. But they bought it to ship bourbon over because they
They
couldn't
wanted it
they
for the
couldn't
market.
get a supply. So,
You guys got
Yep.
guesses on this one?
I'm gonna say A.
I'm gonna go B. I don't know.
D.
I'm gonna go B.
Keep-
I've been to Tomatin and I don't think they're Japanese owned.
Yeah, Chad's A and D. It looks like so. It's a 1B. Let's see. Good job.
Damn.
Good job, Sean.
Boom. You've
How did
been
I
there.
know that? I've been there and there wasn't.
we've walked in that building.
No Japanese in the building
Did
at
you
all.
see the April Fool's joke that Tomatin did? They put a picture on Facebook and they had beds in the dunnage house that we got pictures in, and you could pay to a VRBO to stay in the dunnage house. And I was like, man, I'd pay for that.
I'd
and
do
it was
that.
an April. It was an April.
Oh man, that sucks.
Lafroy,
Hey, Matt,
Lafroy
note to
did something
self.
similar where you could stay in one of their casks.
I bet if we ask really nice, they'd let us stay
Yeah,
there.
let's do that. I want to do that.
You could actually spend the night in one of the
I'll tell
casks
you
at
what.
Lafroy.
That's awesome.
Based on the Dunnage House in Virginia, it'd be a little chilly.
Yeah,
Well,
you better pack
the
big
thing
blanket.
is, though, do they give you a drill and plugs? You
No.
go
You
sampling
bring
all
your
night?
own,
That's
man.
a bring your own thing right there.
We don't have any way to stop it.
They screen you, man, through a metal detector. So you can't do that. All right, last question.
Come on. All right. Which of the following is not a core expression from Wolfburn's whiskey range? A. Northland. B. Aurora. C. Storm. Or D. Morven.
I got a good guess here.
It's really what it is, because I mean,
I know
I don't know their
one,
stuff that well.
two. I know two of them, but the other two are not as familiar with.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and it's funny when I think I'm literally bringing this memory up with this, you guys. Remember, Wolfburn was new, really
I
new
remember.
on the
We
scene.
had them on
and
the
we
show.
interviewed their master distiller. He had come. It was weird. It was a difficult interview because he's over the pond in Scotland, and it was.
Oh,
The Wi-Fi isn't great up there.
And
No.
since then, I know
They're way up north.
He left Wolfburn and took a job in the States. He went to a bourbon distillery
did he really?
here. And I don't know what's happened to him, but Wolfburn's done really well. They've kept going. They're doing good. I know they had a lot of praise from from the king. Now he wasn't the king at the time.
that's
he was,
true.
Charles.
That's right.
Charles was the prince. But he really liked Wolfburn and visited the distillery and gave them a lot of praise. So I'm happy to see them succeed. They're
Yeah.
doing well. They're
Yep.
making good whiskey. We don't have a lot of experience with them since then, but I think
I'd like to get some more.
well,
Well-
I was just gonna say half of our problem is just where we live. We don't
Yeah.
we don't have a lot of luxury of getting a lot of bottles like that. We're just getting whatever distributors decide to put on the shelves.
Yep.
if you guys want to freaking buy some property in Scotland, we can start hanging out there and going to these distilleries.
I'm
Just
okay
wanna
with
move.
that, man.
Let's just
We'll
move.
have to move our lives to like 3 a.m. though.
No, we just got to get up at that time. I mean, that's fine.
All right, let's see what the answer is.
All right,
here.
I think
I'm
it's
gonna say C.
Yeah, I think it's Storm.
I'm going to go with Sea Storm.
You guys are correct.
All right, very
Yeah.
good.
Because I know Aurora and Morven were one of them. I was going.
Yeah, I didn't know
on a-
Northland. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Northland was
Yeah.
as well.
Nice job, guys.
All right.
The chat seemed like they did pretty well
So-
tonight. These are even difficult questions, too.
Yeah, in the chat, put your score. I don't remember my score. I just should have written it down, but
I think you were like, 2 for 10, maybe.
that's probably about
I
right.
quit counting
I
when
got-
Drew
I got
pulled
at
that
least
double
five.
I didn't
freaking
do it
answer.
very well.
He's like Hazelburn and Springbank. I'm like, well, come
on,
on,
that
dude.
was
That's not
fair.
SAT.
That was
man.
fair.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't pick either one of them. So how about
No,
that?
you didn't.
We had a
That's
50-50
true,
shot
too.
and blew it.
Because of that fact, but okay, fair enough. Good questions. Good trivia. I'm anxious to see what people did out in virtual land, but
Yeah.
that was cool.
It was a good
That
show.
was fun.
Interesting, right? So, interesting show tonight. We try to do something every Thursday that makes you dig a little bit deeper onto the Scotch whiskey or whiskey in general, right? And tonight I thought it's a little little less of a conversation, more of experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was still cool. And
It was.
I thought the conversation was pretty well.
Listen to your palate.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Do we have a wheel that we're giving? Are we doing a giveaway tonight or no?
No wheel tonight.
Okay.
No patron spotlight tonight. Next week we'll get somebody in here. But I knew we were running long tonight with this tasting. So,
Yeah.
and we got
was
some stuff to
fun.
catch up on. But,
I do want
I
to
need to
throw
ship.
one plug out there for a podcast that's throwing a lot of love our way. But if you're into podcasts and you wanna get involved in the whiskey world, it's the Spirited Enthusiast out there in podcast world. A couple of our patrons, Kim and Martin, are running it. It's fun. They're great personalities. They're talking about good stuff. They're talking about what we all love. And so go out and give them a listen. They're actually pretty short podcasts. They're 30 minutes, so that it's not like it takes
Easy.
you
Drive. You can
yeah.
listen to it on the drive into work or something.
Exactly. And so guys, go out there and check them out there. They're on Spotify. I think they're on Apple.
Yeah.
You can catch them anywhere. Good fun
Yeah.
podcast.
This is the Spirited Enthusiast. Is that right? Or
Yes.
Spirit Enthusiast. Yeah.
Spirited Enthusiasts. So go look them up, and hopefully you guys can have some fun listening to them. Drew, good job tonight.
Thanks,
that was
man.
fun.
Great.
That
Thanks.
was a good show.
All right. Well, until next week.
Cheers,
Cheers,
to that.
guys. Have a good one.
Sancho.
Cheers. Slash
3, 2, 1.